Hello. So today I was preparing the Silverpoint ground on the paper I'm going to be using. I have read when I was watching in videos and reading about Silverpoint, you can use parchment paper. They had a few different things. Sketch paper. I chose Bristol board. Um, Wanted something just a little thicker. So there are right now about, I would say, 5 coats of silver point ground on here, 5 thin coats of silver point ground. And I am using, there's other stuff on here. Um, I'm using this one, the golden silver point drawing ground. So with this one, instructions say shake it very thoroughly. I shook this quite a lot and just kept shaking it throughout the morning for like probably, I don't know, 10 minutes, maybe not that long, but it felt that long. Then I let it sit for about 5 minutes, went to do something else, came back. Then I have some old containers. This has been cleaned out now, but the silver point ground was put in there. Took a brush, layered it, let it dry, very thin coats, layered it again. And I wonder, yeah, I don't think the camera picks up the sheen you can get. It's got a nice sheen, and this is not textured Bristol board. This should be slate. It might have a little bit of tooth. I don't, at least this side, the bottom side, which doesn't have silver point, does not. So I did read you should let it sit really, like it feels dry now, but it feels still a little cool to the touch. So I'm going to let it sit until tomorrow, and I have an idea already of what I'm going to do here. Um, so yeah, that's going to be exciting. And when I do the work, it's going to be using this. I know you can do things like a paper clip, but I thought Silver Point was a really cool medium to work in. So I got this one, which reminds me of some inking pens that I've used. And it reminds me of some, there's a specific kind of, yeah, actually, exactly that, an inking pen that has this shape. So it's got a nice feel to it. I'm looking forward to playing with this. This is, yeah, silver, silver stylus. So that will be tomorrow. So let's see how it comes out tomorrow. Hello, small update. Working on this right now. I'm like, let's just do the hand. I will give it to those old masters. Yeah, this you can't erase. So I can't make adjustments like, if it was graphite, I would have erased, I would have adjusted the fingers and the proportions of the fingers to each other, but cannot do that. So this is where it currently is at. Hello, so this is how it turned out, using this. And like I said before, like with something like this, once you lay a line down, you cannot change it. So, but one thing I want to try out the next time I do a silver point is that this is a very like fine point. So it's going to give a specific kind of, like, it's good if you're going to draw like this, like you can kind of do some stuff like this too, but this is really almost like for fine detail work, and also for something like that you would do like that. But this is a 2mm lead holder, and they do make, which I completely forgot they make a stylus that can be purchased and placed in here. And it'll last for a while, and they make them in silver and copper, and I saw how the copper one can give you a greenish hue. I do like this kind of like dark gray quality it gets. I love the color that it gets. So I may try getting, because the thing with this, you can do the little detail work, but with something like this with drawing, you could shade using the edge of this. So with a silver point stylus, that's like you can expose more of, you can then use the flat side of it. So I wonder what that would be like. So overall, this was a cool project. I'm glad I chose Silverpoint. I also want to add a little more here. Just a little more, just to define some things more. I keep going through and just keep going like, let me define that a little more. So, and yeah, I like that right there. I do want to define that a little more. There. Okay. So, yeah, I wound up choosing my hand with my my Legion of Superheroes ring. I did forget when I was shading in, I was like, oh, I forgot the shooting star. So, because it's a shooting star in there. But that's okay. Maybe next time. So, with that, this is my Silverpoint, my first attempt at Silverpoint. Cheers.